Now this is the first batch of tilapia raised here in Claud. From here, they go to the wholesaler. Now this is a special type of fish, and I'll tell you why. Because they've been raised in a controlled environment. Fish here are fed organically. They've been here since July, and now they've matured. Workers here say 79% of our fish comes from outside the U.S. It's their hope to get the U.S. fishing industry back on the map with a different way of doing things.
To be able to produce fish inside of factories in clean water without contamination, without any PCB, lead, mercury, or worms in it. Because right now, so this country and this state can compete against the foreign imports that are coming into this country.
Workers here at WaterLand Fisheries say they expect to break ground in about 2 weeks on a new building. That means more tanks, more fish. People here say that makes them one of the largest organic fisheries in the nation. We're reporting in Claud. Joby Paniker, WBOC News.
Just a bit bigger that we sell.
And you have to net those out too?
Yes. Actually, I'm inside when we net them out. So I'm bringing up 25, 30 at a time.
First of all, let me express my profound gratitude and appreciation for each and every one of you coming out. I want to thank you both individually and collectively in that respect. And what you're seeing today is a fulfillment of a 30-year dream that I've had, and that is to be able to create some kind of a structure that will compete with the seafood industries that are being developed around the world. When I was an assistant secretary, ranking in the Department of Commerce with President Carter, I headed up the Economic Development Commission of the Southern and Eastern governors, and one of the groups that came to me at that time was the seafood industry, the classic seafood industry in America. They came to me and asked me, said, Dr. Evans, we need some help. And I said, what's the problem? They said, we need some help because our seafood industry is dying. We're dying, and nobody wants to help us. And they said, can you help us? I said, yeah, I'll do some things in the United States for you. And I said, and besides that, I'll set up a trade. I'll start taking trade missions for you around the world in the third world nations, which I did in Latin America, Venezuela, Colombia, and Africa, and places like that. In addition to that, I started putting in money, and I set up the Hilton Head Seafood Co-op, and I built a crabbing facility on Johns Island, and put some blacks into the shrimping industry in Louisiana, and I started the Midwest Seafood Distribution Program, trying to help the seafood and the watermen in the United States, period. But what I found out through a study was that seafood was disappearing off the face of the earth due to overfishing, overregulation, and pollution. And that right now, every day, we dump something like approximately 20 million tons of raw sewage in the east coast and west coast of the United States into our waters and from the toilets. And the fish is eating that, so the fish now got worms in them. And we got dead zones all over the United States in the Great Lakes and in the Gulf. And even here in Chesapeake Bay, you got dead zone where fish are not even growing anymore, can't grow. Oysters are gone, crabs are gone. And, but what was happening was that the other nations were eating more fish than we were, and our national government was subsidizing it. We have been apportioning and appropriating something like about $1.5 billion a year to third world nations and now aid for international development for them to build an aquaculture system, an infrastructure to produce fish. And what's happening now is that while we're doing that, our industry died. And those third world countries like Asia and the Hispanic nations have now built very strong aquaculture systems. And so 89% of all the fish you're eating now is coming in from abroad. And 89% is coming in from abroad. And out of that 89%, less than 1% is inspected for health reasons. But it's being raised in sewer water. It's being fed human waste and animal waste. And the estimate is to go back and find me the ideal place to build a seafood industry that would be competitive with what the Asians have now gotten as a result of our money and the Hispanics have gotten as a result of our money. And the ideal place for doing that was here in Hurlock. Hurlock is the ideal place for a number of reasons. First of all, you got the land mass here, good solid farmland. In addition to that, you got a good water table here where you get good clean fresh water. That's why Allen's Food is here. You got MG's canning company down the road here. Well, the water is so good they can run it right out of the ground into the cans. And most importantly in this area is that I had a city that was very benevolent and invited me in here. They're going out of their way to help me, and they have a sewer system where they can process little runoff water you have. If I didn't have access to their sewage system, I would have all kind of environmental problems with any water running off of my facility. But they've been very helpful in that respect. So now I got an ideal place to build this. And what we have now, what you're looking at today, keep this in your mind. What you're looking at today is my dream, but it is the seafood world of tomorrow. You're not going to have any fish. You're not going to have any fish of any consequence in about another 12 to 13 years. It's gone. You're not going to have it anymore. And right now, the average American right now is consuming about 19 pounds of fish a year. This building right now, these 2-3 buildings we have the capabilities of producing enough food to feed 100,000 people right around this area. And if we get some additional capital, we're going to build another 280,000 square foot facility in the back of this, which would then make it possible for us not only to produce 1.5 million pounds of fish a year, we'll be able to produce somewhere between 12 and 14 million pounds of fish. Right now, we are the first, largest, biggest seafood producer in Maryland. Now, once we build this next facility, we'll be about one of the biggest in the world. But to do all of this, I need all of your continued support. I need your help, but whether it's political, whether it's social, and specifically economics. If you all can do financially help, I need it. I've put all the money I had into this project, and anybody's interested in help me in any of those respects, leave a note, leave a card, tell me how you can help us. And this project costs a lot of money, but it's the most advanced, high-tech facility in the United States. There is no other facility in the United States that can compete with us in terms of technology and putting out safe, organic fish in a short time span and the mass levels that we can do it. And we need you all to help us in this. And as far as marketing, we market live fish. We do not compete with the dead fish that's coming in from abroad. They're shipping in dead fish that's been dead for maybe a month and sprayed. Our fish is live. We go to the live fish market. When people buy our fish, they come in, buy it in tanks, they haul it off while the fish is still live. This is particularly true with Asians who want live fish for sushi and everything else. And we have a marketing belt that runs from Washington, D.C. to Ontario, Canada. And right now, we can sell almost every fish we can raise. And we're just getting ready now to go into our marketing and our operational cycle. As of next week, our second building is through. We've got to put in a few more tanks.